is your girl Ginger, and welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're a continuing watcher or subscriber. Of course, if you're a watcher, why don't you hit that subscribe button and that bell notification so you are notified when I post. So hello and welcome to another reading vlog. And I have a little bit of explaining to do. So my upload schedule has been really wacky. Reasons is I kind of got busy, which I already told you guys that, you know, just already have a heads up that if my schedule's busy, it's gonna be a little wacky. But also, my Windows is not updating anymore, and I still have not figured it out. I noticed the problem last week when OBS Studios updated and then would not open at all. I just get the little spinning wheel of death. Literally. It will not open the program. I've even forced administrator to try to open the program. Nothing. So, yeah. And the two things that they said, the main things that you might need to do is see if your C++ program is updated. If not, download the latest version, which you can do if you want to uninstall OBS Studios and re-download it. And I'm like, okay. Or, if that doesn't fix the problem, make sure that your OS, which my operating system is Windows, is updated. And I feel like that's the culprit because for some reason I cannot do my update. It will restart, go to the screen and say 7%, restart, and then when it comes back up, it just says, cannot do update, going back to previous settings. So I have not figured it out. Just because I have been busy, and to be honest, it's kind of stressed me out to the point I just don't even want to think about it or do it. So, yeah, which is probably not a very good thing. I should probably figure that out, but that's the reason why we haven't had Sims content lately. So, sorry, it is kind of out of my control because I don't really know what's going on, and it is out of my realm of knowledge of how to figure it out. So, and before you ask, yes, I troubleshooted. And it kept saying you just need to restart. Obviously, no, I don't, because I don't know why it's not updating. So it's something further than that, and I just have kind of put it off on a shelf right now to not worry about, especially since, you know, we have a big event coming up this month, and then we have another big event coming up in October, or 2 events coming up in October. So my mind has been kind of focused on that. But hello, I have actually read, I've been listening to the audiobook of Tempted, because that's what we'll be reading this vlog, and I've gotten up to like 30, I think chapter 16, so we're kind of in the middle of chapter 16, if not towards the end of it. So I have read a little bit, you know, because I have attempted to try to vlog twice for Tempted, but I've just not have been satisfied with the vlog. Because it just feels like I'm giving a montage of work, and then not reading. And then not updating at all during the day. So I need to kind of break my habit of that and actually remember that I am doing a vlog, so I need to vlog something for the day other than, you know, just me saying that, oh, I've read, or oh, sorry, I was busy. So, and that, you know, still falls over the arching goal for this channel, which is quality and not quantity. But anyways, thank you for letting me go on a TED Talk of rambling of, you know, where my head has been, which is pretty much pure chaos all the time. But, hello. Today, pretty much I worked up until 1 o'clock, and then I had to go and present to a church group in my town. And then after that, I went and picked up my boyfriend from work and took him home, and currently I'm in the car going to my friend's place, but I gotta stop in the kind of bigger town near her. It's about 10-15 minutes away, and then pick up some horse feed, and then also pick something up for myself for supper. Yeah, that's pretty much it for my day, and the reason why I'm updating in the car. Also, if you have not been paying attention to vlogs, you are now on my new tripod. Just because I got tired of having you on the dash and not being able to see what's going on my dash. So finally got a new one, went to Target and got it. My boyfriend also has started a new job, which is paying more, so yay for that. So excited to have another income coming into the house, and especially since he is getting paid a little bit more. And after his 60 or 90 days, he can see probably a boost in his pay too. So that's a perk. We should probably talk a little bit about Tempted. So this intro is going to be a little long. Just forewarning. So far, Tempted is the first book that they start doing multiple point of views, because you start having different kind of like storylines with the characters happening. So far we are in Stevie Ray's point of view with chapter 16. We have now gotten through the whole what happened at the end of Hunted, and they're staying at the, so this is like the night after, or a few hours after, so it's that night, and they're staying at the Abbey in Tulsa for the night, even though they know they probably will have to go back to the House of Night in the morning, just because now it has no high priestess and no kind of higher power controlling them, because Kelowna and Nefrit have now fled. Stark, now everybody knows Stark is changed, and he has sworn as a warrior to Zoe, which some people were kind of skeptic about, but at this point, you know, happens. But now we just got done with chapter 15, and I will have to say it's one of my favorite chapters in the book, because you finally see Aphrodite kind of like have a really big growth and a very good character development moment, because Darius now is oath sworn bound warrior to her, and he wanted to be that for her just because, you know, he sees her for who she truly is, and she's not, you know, the bitchiness, excuse my French, the bitchiness is a wall and an act, because she really never has felt like true love or unconditional love in her life. So she uses it as a wall to challenge people, like, and to not get them too close to her. And this is just like such a very good moment for her and her character, that somebody is literally swearing themselves unconditionally to her out of the unconditional love that they feel. And I'm just so happy for her, even though she can't wrap her brain around it, but so happy, really happy for her. Obviously Stark and Zoe's relationship is going to start to grow in this book. You already kind of see the inklings of it, because she's, in order to keep Kelowna out of her dreams and so she can get a really good night's sleep, she has to sleep with a guy. Which, I don't know. I kind of don't like that device that they use, that it's like, it has to be a guy, it can't be anybody else. And it's like, okay, really? Like, you almost kind of make it seem like you're trying to hide that you're trying to force these two characters together, but it's not working. Like, it feels very forced. And it's like, okay, we get it. We know this is probably going to be the interest, because you already made it a point that Zoe was kind of attracted to him on a deeper level, but also kind of skeptic, and he wasn't like instantly, but it is instant, you know, kind of type thing. I don't know. I just feel like that was written very poorly. And it makes her seem like she will fall in love with anybody that she deems gorgeous and has a dick. Yeah. But don't get me wrong, I do like her and Stark together. I really do. I think they're way better than, you know, obviously her and Eric. But yeah, could have been a little bit more thought out. Now, not trying to give excuses, but I also feel like the reason why it feels so rushed is because they're literally at this time, PC Cast and Kristen Cast are releasing books like once a year, if not even twice a year. So I kind of get why it feels rushed. But I still feel like if you feel like you're being rushed, you should slow down. Like, because obviously you want to put out a product that people are going to like, and it is, you know, well thought out, and it's well done, and you put time and effort into it. But yeah, I don't know. That's my thoughts. That's my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. That's fine. So, still love the story regardless. But yeah. But anyway, so that's kind of my viewpoints right now on Tempted. I think I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go, and I'm going to listen to more of the audiobook as I'm traveling up there. So I will catch up with you guys later. Hopefully later tonight. If not, it'll be tomorrow.
so hello everybody. It is Sunday, so day 2 of Labor Day weekend, and I didn't realize I was so close to finishing Tempted, so I actually finished it here in the last hour or so. And I'm not gonna lie, I forgot the ending. Like, I know, so this is going to be spoiler. Sorry. I know that Zoe's soul ends up shattering, but I don't think we really get details of it and kind of exactly what happened through her viewpoint until the beginning of Burned. But the gut-wrenching feeling you get from Stark when he realizes he's getting an itch and he knows that he might have, he should be probably going back to Zoe, but he ignores it. And then the sudden just push of her fear and confusion and anger and just him just running like, oh my God, and being too late. And that just gut-wrenching feeling for him of, oh my God, like he just literally watched his pretty much lady die, spirit, like soul-wise, even though her body is still living. So pretty much now we're at the very like dramatic point in this series where she, I believe throughout the whole book of Burned and maybe half of the next book, which I don't remember the next book, they're going to be rushing to save her before she pretty much dies. Because, I mean, her soul pretty much shattered, so that means there's different essences of her now in the other world. And on the clock of trying to save her, while Nefrit does have a really weird control over Kelowna and sends him to the other world. So what I think I'm going to do, because today we have a group of people coming over for our Call of Cthulhu RPG, but that won't be till later. I'm going to get a good start on Burned. So that's what I'm going to do. So insert reading Burned. Everybody, this vlog is really entertaining so far. Hello, it is Sunday. It's like 7 o'clock in the evening, like on a no, today's Monday. Today is Monday. Why do I keep thinking today was Sunday? Anyways, this is what happens with 3-day weekends, apparently. So, hello, it is 7 o'clock and I am in the car again. Hello. A lot of my 3-day weekends sometimes become quite just not entertaining, or I'm just busy. So, but what's been really exciting is that I did read. Obviously, we finished Tempted, and that's the reason why I wanted to jump on here, because I've been kind of thinking about how I feel about that book. And just kind of share more. It may be repeated, because I don't really know what I said at the end of it when I was done reading. But, just to give my final thoughts on that book, since this book, vlog is probably going to be Tempted/Burned vlog. So, Tempted, the one thing I will have to gripe, well, I guess to add to the list of things I will have to gripe, is that
timeline definitely is just like, it feels like one after another. Like, literally, this timeline through all of the books happens literally in one school year. I'm pretty sure it's all the books. Happens all in one school year. And part of me feels like it could have been a little bit like longer of a time span. Just because it just feels like everything is just so congested. Like, you feel like a week has gone by. Really, no, it's only been 2 days. Because so much has happened in that day for this to happen. And I didn't realize that until literally rereading these books again. That literally the only skip that we get is, I think, between the first and second book. And then everything else literally happens like after another. Like, a whole book, like 400 pages or 350 pages, happens in like 1 week. Or even 3 days. And it's just, I don't know how to feel about that. Oh crap, I didn't mean to turn. Actually, I do know how I feel about it. I feel like that's just poorly done. I feel like this story could have, again, been a little bit more drawn out years-wise or months-wise. Like, even if it's like a time skip, because it just feels like so much is happening. But maybe that's what they wanted, because they wanted to feel like fast-paced, like you're not missing anything with them. But I feel like it could have been done better. And don't ask me how I feel like they could have done it better. It's just one of those feelings I have that it's just, I don't know how to explain it, but I just feel like they could have done better. If you catch my drift. I don't know if anybody else has felt like that. I just feel like it could have been done better. That's all I know. But other than that, I mean, a lot happens. Like, it just feels like one after another. Like, we pick up after the big crisis that happened at the end of the book, and it keeps building and building and building until the end of the book, and another crisis happens, kind of thing. And another thing about the book, it just feels like, it's all over the place. Like, and it also feels like the main character can't catch a break anywhere. And maybe that's also one of the things why I feel like they could have done better, like, with the timeline with it. Because it just feels like it's just, like, the main character can't even get, like, a breath. It can't even breathe. But maybe they were trying to make it feel realistic, where some people just are down on their luck for months on end. Like, the law here. But I don't know, guys. As I said, like, don't get me wrong, I do love the books. It's just a lot that could have been done better. And also, it's just like, how our main character is dealing with it. Like, I get it. Like, she's 17, and she keeps saying that every single time she has to make a decision. And she has, like, Lenabia, if I think that's how you pronounce it. I might have just pronounced it wrong. Literally saying, sorry, but you do need to grow up. This is the real world. I know you're getting these hard lessons now at, like, the age of 17, but you're a high priestess in training, and in a way, I feel like that's kind of wrong. Like, I get it, at 17, you're almost an adult, you should be acting like one, but we're not, like, our brains are not fully developed until, like, 25. Like, cut the kid some slack. I mean, her whole world has always just been, centered around what it was, and then it gets upheaved, and out of nowhere, she's thrown into this chaos and this power battle. It's just like, holy crap, like, she can't, and it almost makes it feel like she has to do it alone. Like, every time somebody says, you gotta be the leader, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, and it's like, holy crap. Like, poor Zoe. Like, girl, I feel you. So, yeah, those are kind of like my thoughts so far, and maybe I'm just not conveying them right. Maybe I'm just confusing you guys more. I don't know. Anyways, so I've been reading Burned, and so far, the person that has been, like, really, like, character that I've been really liking throughout the whole series, because I feel like she's the one that, like, has had the most, like, character development so far, is Aphrodite. I've always loved her character. I really do. I feel like she's a very strong character, even for how bitchy and like bratish she acts. She is actually a pretty strong character that would have your back in like any situation if you gained her trust. And you know, I really like her and Zoe's friendship, because even though she has a really good friendship with like Stevie Ray and everybody, but I feel like she actually has like a true friendship with Aphrodite, if that makes sense. And that's why I really like them becoming friends. Even in the beginning, when I was reading these books and like on the fence if like Aphrodite would change or not, I really actually like their dynamic and their friendship. And you know, I feel like Aphrodite is going to be the one that really keeps everybody together and the glue together for everybody. Just because, you know, everybody is now like, they can't stand it. They can't handle it, like, that Zoe's gone. And, you know, part of it is, and I think they also come to realize here in the next couple of books, that they put a lot on Zoe, pressure on Zoe. And it's just like, you know, we're her circle. We should be helping her. And it's like, yeah, you could. Like, stop putting so much pressure on her. She's only one girl. And, you know, but it also shows that, you know, they're 16, 17, 18-year-olds. Like, they're still young enough yet that, I'm not saying that they're being immature, but the maturity level's not there, like, to understand that or realize it. And a lot of them come from, like, individual backgrounds that, you know, do have some trauma, like Zoe does. Except for, I believe, Erin. I think she actually comes from, and Stevie Ray, obviously. But, you know, I don't know. But I just really like Aphrodite, and especially in Burned, because even though she's, like, snot crying, she's, like, trying to be the leader. Just because that's, you know, all she's ever known is her, you know, to be strong. So, that's nice. And just the way she, even though her behavior kind of annoys the hell out of me a little bit, especially at the beginning, right now where we're in the council meeting, and Zoe's on the, I feel like that she could be a little less bitchy, but I also get it, because she's used to going up against people like her mother, and the only way she can even get her point across or even act tough to not show emotion is to act bitchy. But, you know. So, love her feisty and fiery attitude, though. Love that. So, or I should say love that. So, what I think I'm going to do, since I do have the book checked out on Libby right now, is maybe listen to it a little bit, maybe pop back in if I have anything to say or something like that. So, I'm going to do that. Currently, I'm on my way home because I went up to my friend's place just because she wanted to get some things done, but she hasn't been feeling well. So I came up and helped move horses around and everything and get everything situated. So, yeah. But I'm going to let you guys go for now and listen to some Burn. Everybody, it is 11:30 on Wednesday, so hi. Wanted to pop on here because, again, I don't feel like I'm updating a whole lot on these vlogs, and I am actually trying, guys. Like, I really am pushing myself. Like, I'll think about it and go, I need a vlog, and then, well, see how far that goes. I usually get distracted with something else. So currently I'm in the car, even though it is a work day, just because I have posters to distribute for our fall event that's actually a week from this Saturday. So, yeah. I feel like I'm a little behind the 8 ball on that just because I didn't have ink to print off more posters, but, you know, sometimes I don't like putting posters out too early just because then people, it gets lost in the shuffle with everything, as well as they may take them down earlier than they're supposed to. So I've had that a couple of times with some of the posters for events. But that's what I'm doing this morning, but I have to be back by the museum by 12:30, just because I have been gone all morning. I also went and got my license renewed this morning. I woke up and I was like, you know, my birthday's tomorrow, which it is. And I'm like, huh. And then it just dawned on me and I'm like, wait a minute, is this the year that I have to renew my license? Looked at my license, sure enough, yep. So luckily my friend is the one that does the renewal of licensing and licenses and stuff up our local courthouse. So I just messaged her and I'm like, hey, do you have an opening? So she was like, no, I got you. Yeah. But anyways, so currently I'm going around to the small towns in my county that I live in. I'm not going out. I went to the city near me, which is in the county below us. But I decided, I was just like, you know what? Depending on how big, how many events they have during September, ours might get lost in the shuffle. And I just feel like maybe we should just stay local and see if we can get people from around the county first to come. We already have it on our radio station. It's being advertised. And for free of charge since it's on the community calendar. But, and then a town, so the county west of us, the town there, their newspaper reached out because they're doing a fall event issue for next week. And so we're putting an ad in the fall events issue for next week, as well as they want to do an interview for the paper. So I figured, you know what? That's like good enough. It's also in our Now magazine that we have. It's also on our community calendar around town, you know, the radio station. So I mean, it's gonna get out. So it just all depends, because I know there's a couple of other events happening in the morning if, you know, people are interested in doing an afternoon. However, next weekend is supposed to be really nice for weather, so crossing our fingers that we get people. So now let's go on to reading, because this is supposed to be a reading vlog. And every time I go past this house, those dog statues get me. Every single time. So I have read up until, what chapter am I on? I gotta go into this place to ask about poster, so I'll be right back, guys. Okay, sorry for that pause. So I looked at my audiobook on Libby, because I've been listening to it more than I actually have been reading it out. Just jabbed my thumb into my steering wheel. And so far, we are halfway through the book. We're on chapter 17, and I think we're almost done with chapter 17. So, and currently, I think we're in Stark's point of view, because this is, again, the last book is where it started, where we kind of started getting multiple point of views, because things are happening, you know, in different areas of the world, since Zoe and her friends, her inner circle and everything, are over in Europe, and Stevie Ray's back at the house tonight. So have different viewpoints going on right now with multiple things happening, which I actually don't mind that happening. That's the one thing I like about the book, because it keeps me interested enough and not bored. So when they do that. And I just got a text message. Okay, sorry, I just got a text message, which I'll reply back to that later. So I think it's somebody that's saying they can volunteer for the fall festival. Anyways, I'm really liking that. One thing though, and I feel like they might have overdid this with Stark, is that Stark, you know, he loves Zoe. Like, let's be real. It's not all his oath-bound warrior why he's freaking out and trying to, like, figure out a solution to get her back and all this stuff. He loves her. Like, whether he wants to fully admit it to everybody or not, even though he's not hiding it. It is definitely interesting, because, you know, and I know her inner circle, like, he's not hiding it, so they know. And, like, Aphrodite knows. But, like, even, like, Aphrodite is trying to be the calm one and say, hey, yeah, we can freak out and we can try to find a solution, but right now you're not thinking. Like, because you're just angry. You want things to be done right now. You want the solution to be done right now, but we have to research. And, you know, Thanos also had the vampire on the High Council that's helping them is also saying, you know, when he yelled at everybody for laughing at a time like this, and Thanos is like, you know, for somebody who's associated with death, because death is her kind of like gift to be able to help spirits pass on to the other world. She's like, you know, for somebody who's closely aligned with death, it's, you know, you, in order to get through something like this, you have to remember life and living. And, you know, in a way, I agree with that, because Zoe would not want everybody freaking out, sad about her passing. They either, if there was a solution, she wants them to, you know, work on it, but she wants them to not sit there and cry about it either. So it kind of shows a little bit of Stark's maturity. I mean, he's only, I think they said he's like 18 or 19. So yes, he's an adult, but even at 18, yes, you're legally an adult, but a lot of people still sometimes have difficulty doing adult stuff. Like, I mean, depending on like, if it's just, you know, how they were raised, or if they had trauma, that their maturity level might not be there because of the trauma, you know. I mean, I had struggles, you know, trying to adult at even 19, because I've never, you know, I always had support and lived with my parents up until, you know, before I was in my 19th birthday. So, you know, it's nice to see, and I think that's the reason why I love the characters so much, is because they're not, even though a lot of the side characters were pretty 2D, and some of them still are, but they kind of grew into something, as the authors, I feel like, grew with the story into something different and almost like real struggles. Like, even though this is fiction, it almost feels like you can take the struggles and put it in a different situation, and it just, you know, matches that, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So that's why I think I just relate to the characters so much. And again, this series is the series that like made me realize that what really draws me in, like the biggest thing, is the characters, and their growth throughout the story, and how much I can relate to that. So I have kind of like an ethos connection to them. And so literally the writing could be awful, but if the characters really resonate with me and are really done well, I can kind of forgive that. You know, unless it's completely awful, then it might be okay. You get like 3 out of 5 stars. Great effort for the characters, but oh my god, go back to the writing, you know, thing. But yeah. So I figured I would pop in. I do plan on reading today. Like, I want to do that. That's on my list. But today for work, I'm distributing posters. I do have to start writing the newsletter, because I do want to send that out like on Friday, and I have not written it yet. You can see how much my brain has been focusing. And tomorrow I also only have like a half day to work, because I've got the genealogy meeting. Friday I only have a half day because we've got a tour coming in the afternoon. So I have a feeling that a lot of these newsletters are probably going to get sent on Saturday, which is fine, because they should be to everybody hopefully by the weekend. But a lot of people in town already like us on Facebook and everything. So a lot of these people that are out of town, I mean, they're going to be, you know, out of luck, unless they want to come from like California or Colorado or something like that. I doubt that. So I need to get working on the newsletter. I really should have had it done at the beginning of this week, but I just Monday I didn't have work, and I didn't even think of that. It was Labor Day. Otherwise I would have had the outline already done and my portion of it done, so it would be ready to go. I didn't have ink until last Friday, and of course it was sent to my house, because we can't get big packages sent to the post office, and we can't get mail sent to the museum. So, just because it's technically we call it a non-mailing address, but we can get mail there. But during the off season, I'm not there all the time, and I'm not going to go check if we have mail or not. So, it's just a lot better if we just had a post office box, which is what we do. So, yeah. So currently, gotta get that done to hopefully so that people can get it by Wednesday of next week, which I'm pretty sure if I get it in the mail either Friday or early Saturday morning, most of the people in town should get it by Wednesday. Anywhoozer, I just wanted to pop in and update you guys, because it feels like I'm not updating you guys a lot. I may take time maybe at the end of the day to read. If not, I do have my bell choir practice starts up, and our first meeting is tonight. So I do plan on wanting to, you know, read, so I could read a little bit before then. Yeah. But I feel like I'm rambling now and trying to find things to talk about, so I'm just gonna let you guys go. And you know what? I'm gonna listen to a little bit of Burned. So, okay. So I'm listening to the audiobook, and one thing I just realized, and I think it's done it twice that I've noticed so far, So we're in Stevie Ray's point of view in chapter 17. And sorry, I did apologize. This chapter started out in Aphrodite's point of view because she was telling Grandma Redbird what happened to Zoe. But, so now Stevie Ray is with Rafim. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. Rafim. And trying to help him heal through her earth affinity. And I kind of just noticed it now, and I don't know how long it's been doing this, but this is supposed to be Stevie Ray's point of view. When it almost is like they're playing with point of views within the point of view, if that makes sense. Because it's supposed to be Stevie Ray's point of view, but then they like jump to Rafim when he notices like her expression of her like in deep in thought. Did we jump to Rafim? Because it didn't say at the beginning we jumped to Rafim's point of view. I'm confused. I may have to go to the book and figure out. I'm wondering if we did jump and it just didn't have a title that we did. But that's also like, whoa, wait a minute, because that just left me confused. And I know this is the second time I'm reading this book, but I also started thinking, and I was like, and it kind of distracted me from reading, so it ticked me off a little bit from listening to the audiobook, because it's like, I kind of remember feeling that same way of like, wait a minute, reading, because I read the books the first time, not listened to the audiobook. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, is it flip-flopping point of views right now? Or are we in Rafim's point of view? Like, I'm so confused. So that point of view could have been written way better than it was to establish that this is Rafim's point of view. Unless I just misheard and didn't hear Rafim at the beginning of it. I don't know. Or we're supposed to assume, because I think when Stevie Ray goes to see how Rafim is doing, Rafim, it kind of is like Rafim felt eyes on him and knew she was there before he opened his eyes. So maybe it was supposed to switch, but I don't know. It just seemed like it's flip-flopping back and forth, and I kind of don't like it, because if you're going to be in one point of view, stay in one point of view. Unless you indicate that you are switching. But I don't know. Is it just me that it feels like it's flip-flopping? I don't know. But anyways, I'm going to keep reading and heading back to the museum. I got my lunch, so probably listen to more while eating lunch as well. So I will check in with you guys later. Hello everybody and good morning. It is Thursday, September 8th, the day of my birth. Hello everybody. Yes, it is my birthday. Definitely got a lot of, what the heck was that? Oh, that was the water in my door. Excuse me while I like panic thinking something just like fell off my car. So, as you can see, I'm updating in the car again, because, you know, at this point we should just call these reading/car vlogs. But hello, I wanted to pop on here this morning. I'm actually up early enough in the morning, because I am in, kind of a city close to where I live, because I wanted to go get Starbucks this morning for my birthday. I also walked around Target for a little bit, just because, I mean, I had time to kill. I got here around 8:30, and I don't have to be at work until 10, and I'm now leaving, which is about 9:05. So pretty much I might just go hang out with my mom for a little bit before I go to work today. But yeah, so I don't remember what I was kind of saying before I got interrupted by that bottle falling, but got Starbucks. I actually got a few things at Target. It's in the back seat right now. Yeah. One is, so the Court of Silver Flames paperback edition is now out. So I wanted to get it because I do have the box set of the paperback editions with the new covers of Court of Rose and Thorns series. I don't know why I was so hesitant of trying to say that. And I'm pretty sure I just screwed that up. I am so sorry, guys. A Court of Thorns and Roses series. So I wanted to get that book just because I already have the whole paperback series, so it'll just look weird if I didn't get A Court of Silver Flames. So, but what's really, so this is where like my collecting problem kind of comes out. I like to collect things, One of them is books, obviously, and if it's a series I really, really like, I like to collect, especially if they've been like the covers and stuff have been redone. So, but I try to do it cheaply. Like, I go through Thrift Book, I go through Book Outlet if they have like ones that are up there that people are trying, backstock that people are trying to get rid of, or businesses. But Court of Thorns and Roses, I kind of didn't do that. So I have the original covers, but I have like 2 in paperback and 3 in hardcover. Then I have the new hardcover dust jackets. So those books, I have those. So I have the whole series to match, because I bought A Court of Silver Flames as a hardcover edition, so I was like, I need to have the other ones with it so it matches. Then of course I bought the box set when it was on sale for, I think it was an end of the year sale for somewhere, I can't remember where I got it. So I bought those. So I technically have the OG covers, kind of like half and half a little bit. I have the new covers in paperback and hardcover. This is what I mean by, like, I have a habit. I don't want to say it's bad, because there could be worse things I could have habits of. So, and that makes me feel better. But, of course, my habits are expensive. So, but, like, so the paperback editions of the new covers as well as the hard covers, I will not be reading, and those are going to be kind of like something that goes on a shelf to look really nice and pretty. The other ones, though, I haven't annotated them, but I have sticky noted them, just because they are the old covers. Eventually I would love to get the full OG covers in paperback and hardcover, but probably not right now. And I probably could find them for dirt cheap now, like if I really wanted to, but not right now. That would be a goal of mine, and of course then I will have 4 complete sets of a series. And that's also kind of why I don't want to get it, because then I have to justify why I have 4 complete sets of a series. But you know. So currently I'm on my way back to town. Oh, I did read, so that's why I wanted to pop in too. So I did listen to the audiobook yesterday, and I did read a little bit yesterday, and I think we're over 200 pages now into it. Yeah, we're over 200 pages now into it. And I left off where Stevie Ray and her red fledglings are going to confront the bad red fledglings down in the tunnels. And this is also where they find out that Dallas has an affinity to electricity. So that's cool. But that also sets up for something that's going to happen that's going to cause Dallas to kind of become evil for a while. But we're not going to talk about that. And you guys already know by now that if you watch the vlogs, you're going to get spoiled. So watch with your own caution. If not, don't watch this video until you read the book. So there's that. So we got to that point, and and I got to my favorite point in this book, which is meeting Sky? Is that how you pronounce it? Sky? I don't remember how to pronounce it. Oh, shoot. That's not what I want. I don't remember how to pronounce the warrior queen on the Isle of Skye. I totally don't remember how to say that. So, and her warrior, or I should say her guardian, or because they do a guardian ace thing. So I really love her. Like, she's just like literally like me, where if I could live on my own island with a select group of people and my animals, I would be so happy. And that's not like saying anything. Like, I know my job is like being with people all the time, but sometimes I just get peopled out. And with the way this world kind of has gone down, I just, sometimes prefer to be by myself. So I just really love the dynamic that she just brings, as well as, her and her guardian. Like, you know, I think Stark in a way was kind of battling with himself that, you know, he has to put being Zoe's warrior first, but, you know, with a guardian, it's they're trying to say is there's so much more, and that it is okay if you do end up falling in love with your priestess. It's like, you know, that's what happened with Nyx, like in Kelowna, you know, you ended up falling in love with her and could not fit the warrior role, but could have fit the guardian role pretty well. And, you know, and the reason why Kelowna kind of in this timeline has met Zoe is because, you know, I feel like Nyx played the cards that way because she knows that, you know, it's time for him to be forgiven or repent for what he did so that he can be accepted again, if that makes sense. I didn't mean to put biblical terms on it, but yeah. So it's definitely interesting because now it kind of almost gives like Zoe Stark and actually Kelowna hope that, you know, it's okay to have these feelings, but, you know, for like the most important part is that you need to be the protector for, you know, your ace or your queen or, you know, whatever. So, and I mean, those two warriors are prime examples that it can work. Like, because at some point, you know that your warrior or your guardian, like priestesses out there, have, you know, blurred that line. Like, come on. But anyways, yeah, I don't know if I'm making sense. Sorry, I'm kind of tired. So, but we're that far. But I figured I would pop on and say hello, good morning. For work today, I'm not 100% sure what we're doing. I know I need to kind of finish editing the newsletter. That's on the agenda today. I have a genealogy meeting in the afternoon. Then I plan on going up to my friend's place because it's Thursday. That's usually what I do. But anyways, I'm rambling. I will let you guys go and insert a work montage.
So it is Friday and much later. Sorry my hair looks like a mess. I took it out of its bun. But I just finished Burned. And oh my, I forgot how much I loved this ending. Of how much character growth that you see in Zoe and Stark at the end of this book. And I just love it. Love it. Am I gonna go get the other book? Probably. So, but I'm going to end the vlog here. I think it has been stretched out long enough. But thank you so much for watching. And if you liked Burned, please stick around for more videos as we're going to be going into Awakened. And yeah, so I hope everybody has a great start to their week. And I will see you in the next video.